Hello everybody, welcome back to Sauron Takes on Legends Arceus. Jeez Louise, I'm having so many recording troubles with my voice. Why? This is like the third time I'm recording this, and it's just been problematic. So, my computer overheated, but that's not the actual problem. The real problem is that for whatever reason, my recording stopped at like 15 minutes. I don't know why. I have no clue as to why. But yeah, so that's fun. We're taking on Darkrai, by the way. That's the Darksome Nightmare mission here. But yeah, so man, I'm still having trouble recording all this crap, so I apologize. Hopefully it's just working. The video glitched out for whatever reason. The microphone actually glitched out. I'm using Audacity to record my lines, and for some reason it's just been buggier than all hell. But I might have to re-download it eventually. But yeah, so my recordings just didn't work. It recorded like the first 15 minutes, which is about after where I encountered Darkrai. And yeah, I just decided to record the whole thing. I'm kind of watching it now because this is like the fourth time I've had trouble with this, so I'm about done with it. But before we go do that, I'm going to be looking at my Pokemon. Great! I got a couple to show you here. Obviously, I'm training up my Ponyta. I'm training up a Riolu. There's my shiny Carnivine. There's my Alpha Raichu. I got a couple of other ones, like a Cleavor. I finally evolved one of those. Got a new Alpha Ninetales, even though I already had one. No big deal there. Yeah, you know, just stuff like that. Caught like a whole bunch of EVs. Believe it or not, after I recorded this, I caught an Alpha EV, and it is now in Espeon. There's my Decidueye. I got destroyed by an Alpha Decidueye not too long ago either, also off camera. But yeah, you know, I've been catching Pokemon. There's that massive Goodra. There's my Alpha Garchomp. Obviously, I evolved a Lilligant, which is the Hisuian version of Lilligant. They really did do well to advertise the Hisuian versions of a lot of Pokemon, which is really cool. Hisuian Goodra is really awesome. I love the Hisuian Pokemon, guys. Ursaluna is really cool. The legendary version of Ursaluna in Scarlet and Violet is really cool, too. There's my shiny Floatzel right there. I'm not... There we go. Yeah, it's a shiny Floatzel. I found it between the last recording and this recording. I have not found a shiny since then, but I've gotten a lot more Pokemon. When I got more unknown by this point too. I got a Zoroark, and I have a couple of Typhlosions. That Drifloon is massive, but I don't show it off. Yeah, you know, just stuff like that in general. After this recording, I end up doing the side quests for mass outbreaks, which is kind of a funny situation. But and I got even more Pokemon closer to the decks. I'm only missing like 3 now, which is the 2 headbutt Pokemon. One of them is called Rampardos. They got like the blue noggins. And then the other Pokemon I'm missing is Spiritomb. And then everything else is legendary, which I'm going to be recording with you guys. So that's about where I'm at. I am planning on completing the Pokedex. I am currently getting ready on the screen here to take on Darkrai. I don't know exactly if I'm going to be, like, synced up with the video very well. Because, again, I just had several problems trying to record the audio here. But, yeah, I'm totally overzealous on actually fighting Darkrai. Which is funny because it's Darkrai. I'm trying to catch it, not, you know, kill it. So, get a little drink here. If you hear something in the background, by the way, it's probably my fan. It is warm in the room, so I'm trying to keep everything cool. I got my fan pointed directly at both me and my computer. So, there's that. As you guys will see in like 2 seconds here, more like 2 minutes, Darkrai can only be encountered at nighttime, and I didn't even think about that, just heading right for the checkpoint there. You can see it on the upper right area right there. There it is. But I'm not as familiar with this area as I am with like the first two areas. I've explored the first two areas pretty heavily. Haven't really explored this area as much as I probably should have. But I have been rectifying that a little bit more in the, like, off-camera, so to speak. I don't know what I'm exactly sneaking from. I know there's an alpha, like, down below. It's a Carnivine. But, yeah, these Carnivines wouldn't really pose a threat to me anymore. They used to be a pain. And now they're not. But I'm sneaking up on the Darkrai. Yeah. That's that works out well. You guys might notice I changed my outfit a little bit. I'm now wearing Shaman outfit, which is cool. But you don't see any sign of the black Pokemon. You better come at night. Okay. Off I go to come back at nighttime. But yeah, you get certain outfits for catching some of these Pokemon, and Shaman's outfit was kind of cool, so I decided to wear it. I don't know why I'm not just heading directly for the camp. I still don't know why I'm not heading directly for the camp. Sauron, focus. Come on. But, yeah, where am I going? Jeez Louise. Yeah, it's right there, buddy. Come on now. Alright, there we go. My ADHD is awful sometimes, and I'm not going to lie, watching this, like, after the fact, while commenting on it, just makes me realize how ADHD I actually am playing video games. I apologize. And I also apologize, my allergies are really kicking in right now, but this is the only time I have to actually do this, so you guys gotta have to deal with me, I guess. And no? Oh, there's the Will-O-Wisp. That's right. I found a Will-O-Wisp right here. I only got like a couple to go in this area. What does it say? 10. I think I'm down to like 7 now. And that's just general exploration. I found out that in this area there's Clefairy. And I do have an Alpha Clefable now. Which is huge, by the way. Yep, cutscene. Darkrai. Cute. It's up behind me and everything. I like how it just kind of fades in and out. They don't give him these silly little legs that some of the other games give him. He does technically have legs, but I hate them. They look so goofy. I just like him as a floating menace, you know, levitating above the ground, rather than anything. Also, I have the hardest time figuring out what you're actually supposed to do. I never really... Because, like, all the guides are just like, oh, now you can catch Darkrai, yay! He does not want to be caught by me, apparently. He don't like me very much. Because every time I throw the Pokeball to try and fight him, it doesn't work. I thought he took off. I thought I had to follow him for a bit. No, he just goes right back to where he's at. There we go. Now I notice him. Like, I'm still not really sure what to do. I'm pretty sure the way I actually end up catching him in a bit here is probably one of the most unconventional legendary catches I've had ever. More than likely, you're supposed to probably wear him down to some certain degree and then use your Pokemon to actually battle him. But none of the guides I looked up to tell you how to get Darkrai actually say this. So I was kind of lost here. Look at that. He didn't even see me, and he still managed to, like, duck my Pokeball here. He has no idea where I'm at. Well, he probably does now because I walked right up to him, you know, while he's facing me. Nope, somehow didn't see me still. What the hell? My champ just like, hey, what's up? What's going on here? Like, I have no idea what you're actually supposed to do. And then he sees me. Because we find out I can dodge his attacks, like, all day. I think Darkrai is, like, part of the DLC in Pokken, too. But I think he has the legs in Pokken, which is kind of weird. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, in the anime, the movie, The Legend of Darkrai, he has, like, these silly little goofy legs things going on. And I don't know what to really make of them. They're just like little sticks that are, you know, sitting there. Technically, he's aware of my presence at the moment, but, like, he's not really going out of his way to attack me either, so I don't know. Here he's attacking me. Oh, yeah. I say that, and he immediately decides to try and gank me, but... Like, what I was probably... The more I'm watching this, the more I'm thinking to myself, what I was probably supposed to do was wait until he was, like, winded of some type. And that's probably what I'm doing here, is I'm just kind of dodging him to see if he gets winded in some way, shape, or form. But he doesn't really show any animation that he gets that way. He's just kind of there menacingly. As I grab the iron chunk real quick. Like, it looks like he's kind of winded at, you know, right directly after the attack. But then I try that and it doesn't work. So, like, I don't know what to think of that at all. I'm probably trying to figure it out, too. I paused because I'm looking up a guide. And I don't really find any information that is helpful in any way, shape, or form. So, this is just a waste of your guys' time. I apologize. I could take this out, but I'll forget that it's here by the time I'm editing all this. So, yeah, fun. Just... You're just going to stare at my avatar's soulless gray eyes for a while as we talk. Oh, boy. Oh, man. I could give you my opinions on some of these Hisuian forms, I guess. I remember some of them offhand. Cleavor, especially, is a really cool Pokemon. And you can catch one in Scarlet and Violet in the DLC. Oh, I'm back. Okay, cool. I'm just going to look up Hisuian Pokemon and talk about them while I'm doing all this crap. Hisuian Pokemon. There we go. All Hisuian forms. Excellent. Here we go. Growlithe and Arcanine are amazing, by the way. The reference to Growlithe and Arcanine have always been like these... they're little statues in China that kind of look like dog beasts of some type. Digimon uses them a lot, too. But... they were kind of references to that, and I was aware of that beforehand. So to see Arcanine and Growlithe take more of that stone architecture is really cool. I absolutely adore Hisuian, Growlithe, and Arcanine. Voltorb and Electrode are kind of weird ones because, you know, it's a fantasy... Oh, check this out. Watch this. Oh, man, this is going to be funny. So I'm up above him now. He keeps ducking, but he's not disappearing this time around. He actually does see me here. And I throw. And I actually hit him. I don't know why that worked. Way the heck up here. This time he disappeared, but I hit him. I was like, I actually hit him once. I almost got him. All right. And I hit him again. I caught him right while a Carnivine was attacking me, which is kind of hilarious. Astounding. I better read this. Now everyone will be able to rest easy. Yes. No one else will fall victim to such dark nightmares. I suppose I better head back home myself. And my thing's blocking it up. Farewell, young. I didn't get to read that. Okay. Sorry about that. The little icon that I have watching Audacity to make sure it doesn't mess up again kind of blocked the text on that front. Again, I don't even know how lined up it is anyway, but it was pretty much flavor text. You caught Darkrai. Yeah, we don't want to give away, any type of significant story because that is completely optional. And catching Darkrai and Shaman are very dependent on you having other Pokemon games. Particularly Sword and Shield and Brilliant Diamond and Pearl. I think Brilliant Diamond and Pearl gets you Shaman, while Sword and Shield gets you Darkrai. I happen to have both. I have played at least a little bit of both. And yeah, they're able to catch both the mythicals, which is kind of cool. Anyway, back to my kind of talking about Hisuian Pokemon. Voltorb and Electrode. Jeez Louise. So, obviously, there's always going to be Mimic Pokemon. Since items were in Pokeballs, they decided to have Voltorb and Electrode. It's kind of funny that Electrode is like this ancient Pokemon. Because, see, I got a new outfit. Yay! Because it kind of suggests that Electrode isn't inspired by the Pokeball. The Pokeball might be inspired by Electrode. But either way, Electrode is just a Mimic Pokemon. Having him a wood-based Mimic Pokemon is kind of interesting. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I do get why it's there. I'm not going to, diss on Hisuian Electrode. I kind of like it. Their shinies are amazing, though. Like, oh my gosh. Typhlosion comes next, and I got friends who don't really like. She's just giving me a side quest, guys. I got friends who don't like the Hisuian Typhlosion. I kind of like it. It gives Typhlosion a little bit more, reason to be competitive and whatnot. I'm kind of hoping for a Feraligatr in ZA. Let's go, my boy, Feraligatr. Favorite Pokemon of all time, but Typhlosion is an angry badger, and I get it because some of that edginess is kind of gone from Typhlosion because you give him ghost energy and he's just kind of chillaxed on that ghost energy. Like, yeah, man, what's up, bro? Like, what kind of ghost energy are you smoking, bro? Come on now. Let's see here. Quillifish, yeah. Quillifish is the thing. You got Quillifish and Overquill. I don't really care for the original Quillifish. I love the new design for him, though. I actually really like him. The shiny's amazing. I have one in Pokemon Go, actually. I managed to catch one back then, but yeah. I'm just checking my Pokedex. Kind of showing off my Pokedex and what I have and what I don't have. But, which that's all filled in now, but yeah. Quillifish. I love the new design. I adore the new design. I think it's really good. I hate Overquill, though. Overquill is aptly named, I'll give it that, because it's definitely overkill on the quills. And I get it, he's supposed to look like a giant, like submarine mine. But it's so goofy. He's got, spike eyebrows, and I don't know what to really think about that. That's just, it's a bit much. Even as a kind of a jokey evolution, it's still a bit much. Obviously Sneasel, I talked about him. I love the new form of Sneasel. I've never been against Sneasel by any means. He kind of looked cool, don't get me wrong, but the new form of Sneasel looks so good. That color scheme is oh, chef's kiss. Oh, love it. Sneasler is just a bigger and better Weavile. Although I always liked Weavile's looks too, so there's that. And then, let's see here. You got Samurott. I'm not a big fan of the original Samurott, and I'm not really a big fan of the new one. I hate to say it. Don't get me wrong, I still like Samurott to a certain extent. And I do like the new one too, but like, meh. I like the older version more, but it's meh for both designs for me. Lilligant, I really wasn't a big fan of the original Lilligant to begin with. I'm not really familiar with that Pokemon. The new version is kind of cool. I like the fighting type added to it. It's definitely a sleeker design. But again, it's kind of more meh for me. So I'm going to be going and talking to Volo here, by the way. So I got to kind of actually pay attention now. Because he's got dialogue. Hooray! Sauron, there you are. Have a look here, if you will. A good, long, close look, please. See these patterns modeled after Pokemon? They've come to think they might be letters. Rather like hieroglyphs, if you will. I've inspected ruins across the region, and concluded that they all seem to tell the same tale. The tale of a brave soul who, together with a Pokemon at his side, went on a journey to search for the fragments of an all-encompassing deity. Deity? Yes, an all-encompassing deity, the creator of this universe, and its name is Arceus. I go back and forth with Arceus and Arceus. Perhaps you've already heard this name. Nope, doesn't ring a bell. But that device you have, I was able to take a look at it while we were visiting the lakes. You say it's called an Arc Phone, yes? I could swear that it has some sort of tie to Arceus. But now let us discuss the fragments. They must surely be the plates. Yes, the very plates you collected as you were quelling all the frenzied nobles. Haven't you noticed that they all have words carved on their backs? Go on, give it a read. You read the graving on the back. The original one breathed alone before the universe came. This original one is none other than the Pokemon known as Arceus. So what do you say, Sauron? I think we should try to gather all the plates. And I've got just the idea where to start our search. Join me in the grueling grove. Alright, sure. Totally trust you, yeah. Anyway, as I get there, let's look at the other one. Oh, Zorua and Zoroark. I already was a fan of Zorua. I love Zorua. It's such a cute little Pokemon. Zoroark I was okay with as an evolution. It's still cool. I still like it. Oh my gosh, the Hisuian forms blow the originals out of the water. I'm sorry. I was a huge fan of them, and then I saw the Hisuian forms, the Zorua and Zoroark. They are so good. It is disgusting how good they actually are. Zoroark is now one of the coolest Pokemon ever in its Hisuian form. And normal Ghost is just so dirty. It's such a dirty type combination. So, I left because I thought he was with Kagita, and then only to realize that he's still in this area. I see my voice is cracking the microphone. I gotta quit doing that. But yeah, I realized he was still in the first area, so I'm like, oh yeah, I just left for no particular reason. Great. Anyway, Braviary, since we're looking at him, might as well talk about him. I think the Hisuian form is way better than the original form. That being said, I'm not a huge fan of either. I actually have a shiny Braviary in Scarlet and Violet, which is funny. But, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of either. Sliggoo and Goodra, I actually really like their new forms. I don't know why. They were always inspired by snails to me, and I always thought it was stupid that Goodra didn't have some type of shell. Same with Sliggoo. Well, Sliggoo kind of does have a shell, but it's not all that big. I'm still like kind of looking for Cherim. I don't realize that this is the wrong tree for this. Cherim is a cherry Pokemon that you can find, and I do have one now. I have evolved it to Cherim, Cherubi and Cherim. And they only show up in, like, a couple specific trees throughout the entire game. I've been checking, like, every shaking tree, and that's just not great. So, that looked like a shiny in the lighting, but it wasn't. Anyway, yeah. So, I always thought that Goodra should have a bigger shell, and it's just got, like, this little nub on its tail. I didn't like that. So, I guess when it became Steel Dragon, I liked it more. Oop, dialogue. Now, Sauron, according to my own investigations. What? An Alpha Vespiquen? Terribly sorry, Sauron, but do you think you can handle it? And you know what's really stupid? I was dealing with Darkrai not too long ago. All my Pokemon are like fighting type. And of course this stupid thing has Air Slash. I was like, oh great. Oh man, I was like, of course it does. Fantastic. I should have used Strong Style. I don't know why I didn't use Strong. Did I use Strong Style? No, I don't think I did. Machamp fainted, naturally. Let's see, who do I use next? Ponyta would be super effective, but that thing's way too strong. I try and use Infernape because it's got fire moves. At least I can do some super effective damage to it. I was hoping I could one-shot it, but yeah, Vespiquen here is a lot more stout than I gave it credit for. And it one-shots my Infernape instead, even though I'm 5 levels higher. What the hell happened there? Luckily, one tiny breeze would take it out, so... I decided to let Machamp come in for some revenge for his fallen brethren. And this one knows Giga Impact. Fantastic. No kill like Overkill. I mean Overkill. Dang it. Anyway, obviously I also like Ursaluna. I'm bringing that up right now. You obtained the Stone Plate. Why it had the Stone Plate, I'll never know. I mean, given I don't know what else could have the Stone Plate at this point, but yeah. Why did that Alpha Pokemon have the plate we were looking for? Maybe it just happened to find... Well, geez Louise. In any case, it's the only other plate I have any information about. And yet something seems to be happening, which makes me suspect there's still more plates left out there for us to find. Not to worry, though. I know the perfect person to ask. She's bound to know about all the plates. Kagita, yep. The one and only Mistress Kagita, yes. You haven't had the chance to properly thank her for the help obtaining Red Chain. Am I right? All the more reason we should pay her a visit. So onward to the ancient retreat. Man, I was like skimming through that stuff. Jeez Louise. I must have been reading it really fast earlier. Anyway, Avalugg. I'm not a big fan of Avalugg. I like his Hisuian form better. I'm still not a big fan of Avalugg. Decidueye, my boy. So, while Feraligatr is always my favorite Pokemon, Decidueye is indeed one of my favorite starters of all time. And while I like his original form better, I still absolutely love Decidueye. And I absolutely adore the new form. Again, might like his Alolan variation better. Still like the new form. I like how they list the evolutions after the fact. And they still don't have Ursaluna. Shame on them. Ursaluna's awesome, though, by the way. I... Don't get me wrong, like, the bear that you get here in Hisuian is really cool. I do like him. The legendary version, the Blood Moon Ursaluna, is really cool. Oh, I forgot about this. Yeah, what is this? This is just a giant, glitchy mess of polygons that somehow distorted over here. I'm not sure what it is. It looks like it's supposed to be something, but it's so distorted I can't really tell what it is anymore. You know, I'm wondering if it's not that Vespiquen, actually. I'm kind of curious. Like, it could... I suppose it could be the Vespiquen. But, just distorted after the fact because... Oh, you know what? Actually, it has Volo's colors. Oh, no, that's not like a clip of, like, Volo, is it? Oh, no. Oh, no, poor Volo. He died on the way to the retreat. Oh, man, I'm dying. Poor Volo. Anyway, I also... Again, my friends hate them. But I do actually like the forms that Dialga and Palkia take. Particularly with Palkia. I do think it's a heavy improvement on Palkia. He looks more Centaur-ish. And that's cool. Dialga doesn't look bad. I do like the form. But that thing in his neck is really weird. And I kind of wish they didn't do that. Like, I don't know. It looks like there should be something there if you take it away. But still, it's kind of weird. That being said, I do like Dialga's original form better at that point. But Palkia, it's a stark improvement. I do need to do some side missions to actually achieve their forms. I found out you got to go help like Adaman and my brain just wants to call her May, and I know that's not her name. She looks like May from the third generation of Pokemon. The protagonist May, I should say. But that's not her name, and I should know her name by now, and I don't remember her name at all. Leader of the Pearl Clan, though. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, I go looking at all my Pokemon. I love seeing your Pokemon just lined up over there. That cute little Turtwig. Kind of big. I wonder if that's an alpha. Let's see here. Pearl Clan. Whoop. I typed in Pearl Clam. I should probably type in Pokemon, too. There we go. Irida. There we go. Yeah, Irida. She's pretty cool. I don't mind her character by any means. It's interesting to see, like, so many characters that are inspired by characters that have already been a thing. Because, like, I mean, I'm sure they're going to do that again. But, like, I'm kind of curious as to how these characters get where they're going to go. Because, obviously, Laviton looks like he could be related to Hop, Leon, Jock from... So, I know Laviton is technically from a different quote-unquote region. But does he travel back to Europe? Is that what happens here? Obviously, these two somehow get together because both of them look like Cynthia. Oh, man, I'm supposed to be reading here. What brings you here? Have you yet need of me? Sorry, guys. Ah, yes, a tale whose origins lie a millennium or two ago. Those were the days of the ancient Sinnoh people, from whom I am descended across many generations. The Sinnoh people. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But then there's the Almighty Sinnoh, and then there's the Sinnoh region, and yeah. I'm probably questioning the Sinnoh people. Like, really? You're going to do that too? Everything's Sinnoh. He's Sinnoh, he's Sinnoh. Is there any more Sinnohs we need to know about? Come on now. Oh, man. These forebears of mine worshipped Arceus as the Pokemon that created the Hisuian region. And I have heard of certain fragments, plates as they are called, that were given to the ancestors of Pokemon such as Cleaver and Weirdeer. Is that all? I thought surely you could tell us more about Arceus and the plates. I'm afraid I've nothing new to tell you. Why, the Diamond and Pearl clans would never have confused Dialga and Palkia with the creator Arceus had anything concrete been passed down. If only we had more to go on. The answers to these mysteries may even shed light on why Sauron fell from the sky. Ah, I see what you intend. Very well. I'll help as best I can. There are still other tremendous Pokemon in Hisui, other mysteries to be solved. Whether they are connected to Arceus, I cannot say for certain, but in searching them out, perhaps you'll stumble upon the path you seek. Let me think. There are Pokemon of lakes, of course, and the Temple Giant, the Crescent Moon, the volcano, and perhaps you might even return to the very beginning. Now then, what would you hear of? 3 lake Pokemon. Sure, let's start from the beginning. Ah yes, them you already know. Go give them your thanks for the red chain, and show them how strong you've become. My female voice sucks. Now then, what do you hear of the beginning? I actually try and back out because I figure I'll just start one quest and go from there, but... Oh, where could that be but Fire Spit Island? I picked the volcano. Yeah, no, just... where else could that be? The Fire Spit Island. Oh, of course. Yeah, I've already been in that room, too. Now then, what would you hear of? The Crescent Moon. Yes, the moon. You must go where you may meet the moon's gaze unobstructed. Does that clue illuminate your path? Well, make for Coronite Highlands for now. Now then, what would you hear of? The secret that lurks in Snow Point Temple. To find it, you must open the door that is sealed. Now then, what would you hear of? Indeed, a beginning for you, certainly. Where was it you first fell to earth here? Now then, what would you hear of? Now I can select, never mind. Done with your questions, are you? Very well, Lost One. The rest depends on you and your efforts. It appears as the opening of space-time rift compelled Pokemon that might otherwise have remained hidden to come out and see what has befallen the world. I hope you succeed for your own sake and for that of the Pokedex you labor on. We knew we could rely on you, Miss Kogita. That's more than enough information to work with. Now, let's find those plates. For those of you wondering, I'm trying to give Volo like Mayuri's voice from Bleach. I don't know why, but it just... How'd you beat me out here? It's just as I suspected. Pokemon are the key to our search, Sauron. You suspected nothing. That doesn't even answer if we get them or not. We can gather all the plates from them and decipher the messages on the back of the plates at last. Perhaps we can meet Arceus himself. You should go search for the Pokemon that Kogita mentioned, Sauron. I have my own avenues of research that I'd like to pursue. Arceus, creator of all Hisui. I truly can't wait to see what kind of Pokemon it might be. Yeah, not only did he, like, beat me out there, but there's no guarantee any of these are giving out plates, just so we're clear. Unless Volo knows something that we don't. Ah. I have a message from Mistress Kogita. I'm told you're collecting plates of some sort with the merchant Volo. We must go to Prelude Beach. Meet me there. I decided to go to the Prelude Beach one first, because I did kind of spoil myself on this particular mission. Gyarados. Yay. Steelix is over there too. Man, long Pokemon tonight. There's a Bee, there's an Eevee, there's a Finneon. Lilligant's pre-evolutions over there. I don't know where I'm going at this point. I think I know... Because, again, I spoiled myself on this particular mission, so I kind of knew what I was doing at this point. So I'm probably like, oh yeah, I need to build up my team at this point. No offense, Ponyta, Riolu, but this was going to be a hell of a fight, so... I didn't know what his team was going to be. But I knew a fight was going to break out. The only reason is because I looked up a map of this area, and it kind of mentioned his Pokemon battle. So I was like, ah, crap. Spoilers, no. Huh. No. No. No spoilers, but yeah. I didn't actually know I was going to fight him up on the mountaintop. But I kind of knew I was going to eventually fight him here. So when she was like, oh, there's a planet Prelude... Hey, Manaphy. There's a planet Prelude Beach. I was like, ah... Why do I get the feeling? And then I saw him, and I'm like, oh, why do I get the feeling this is the fight? And a Togepi wave there. Cute. I say because I'm not a moron. And, yeah, this is interesting. That's actually kind of interesting because isn't this dude related to the professor of Diamond and Pearl? And if that's the case, does that mean the professor of Diamond and Pearl is like of Irish descent? I suppose that could be. Not out of the realm of possibility. Oh, excuse my nose. Whoa! I didn't know there was like another person out there. I mean, I saw this guy, but I didn't... If you look like slightly, if you rewind that and like look slightly towards the left while I'm walking up there, there's like a dude sitting near the trees, or at least that's what it looked like. It was a scarecrow. I like this dude's in battle armor too. He's like, oh man, Prelude Beach, indeed, place of beginning. Now is not the time for words. Face me in battle. I have a hard time doing his voice for some reason. Luckily, I got a drink. Not the best start, but I went first, so I was advantageous that I went first. That Goodra, you know, it's funny because I never actually trained this Goodra at all. It just so happens that it has like really good coverage moves. And if I'd gotten off an attack first, that Heracross would have been in deep trouble. But I didn't, so whoops. Then I'm sitting there like, oh crap, I have nothing against Heracross. But I do know it's weak to flying moves, so that's why I decided to get Decidueye out. That's also why I picked Agile, because I knew I could attack again if need be. But I figured it would also probably KO him, because Heracross is quadruple weak to flying, if you don't know. Flying types hurt both fighting and bug, and he is both. So, yeah. Yeah, that Braviary was nasty. Luckily, I got Pokemon to deal with flying type Pokemon. I don't know why I was about to use Garchomp. That would have been stupid. I could have went with Luxray too, but I decided to go with Walrein. Because Walrein is a bulky ice and water type Pokemon. I figured... see, that's why I use Agile. Agile is so good. Because I basically just got 2 super effective attacks off and just destroyed that dang thing. But yeah, bulky water type I figured had better coverage than anything else. And proof, Walrein survived that attack, so that's awesome. But I don't really have anything against a Snorlax either. Now, I don't know why I decided to use Ice Beam, per se, because I don't actually know what my Walrein's best attack is, if it's an attacking stat or if it's a special attack. I knew it was going to die regardless, so I just went with my gut. Worst part is my Decidueye would have been the better choice here, and I don't like using items during fights. I know it's a possibility to do that, but I don't like doing it. If I can avoid it, I will. There's a train out there somewhere. But I decided to use my giant Garchomp that made that Snorlax look really small for some reason. And it damaged the crap out of him too, so I'm like, alright, Agile Style for the win, let's go again. This Garchomp is level 85, and at this point in time, I have trained it up a bit, but like, where you're seeing now on the video, I did not. That's like base stat total of what I started out with this dang thing. It is a level 85 Garchomp that I found up in the icy mountains, and I just managed to catch it. But of course, him using a Clefable makes things a bit tricky, even though I am 20 levels higher. Yeah, of course it uses Draining Kiss. Ugh. This Clefable gave me so much crap. I thought I was going to get destroyed by this dang thing. Not sure why he used a full restore, but I was like, oh, now I know I can damage it pretty cleanly, though, with this. So all it takes is for him to use one move that isn't Draining Kiss, and it's all done. But, of course, he used Draining Kiss, so... But it damaged the Clefable enough to where it didn't fully heal. So, and then its stat buffs went away. I don't remember... I think I used Sylveon here. Yeah. So, I went with Sylveon because Draining Kiss wasn't going to affect me as heavily. So, I'm thinking about using an item, obviously. But I don't know if I do or not. Oh, I did revive Goodra. Just in case. And then I realized, oh yeah, that's not going to do much for you, is it? Let's see what I can do with Strong Style Double Edge. Let's go. Nice. And then he decided to boost, which basically gave me the win there. Because, yeah, now it's my turn. I don't necessarily need a strong move, I just need my move to not miss. And that's game right there. So I didn't need to waste the turn reviving Goodra. Even frightful creatures like Pokemon can become powerful allies. Yeah, the two Pokemon that survived sure as heck leveled up. You've grown even stronger since we faced one another on Mount Coronet. It's clear you do not view Pokemon as dangerous enemies, but rather as trustworthy allies. I think I grabbed my wrong Luxray too. Allies whom you can reach great heights. Perhaps you are a divine being yourself, sent to bring us a gift from above. Here, you should have this. See, the fist plate. Why'd they name it that? I'll never know. When the very first of our Galaxy Expedition team, myself, Benny, and the others, set foot on Prelude Beach, we found that plate. It clearly held some kind of power, and so I've kept it safe all this time. I find it fitting that it should now end up with you, who likewise arrived here at this same place. Perhaps something is guiding us. Indeed, it must be so. You and I, Adaman, Ire, it happens we're all guided by one, called Almighty Sinnoh. Perhaps it would be more appropriate to call this region the Sinnoh region. And roll credits. There you go. I know I've got no right to say this, but you are truly fortunate to have been able to count you among the Survey Corp ranks. If you had not joined us, we would have fallen on Mount Coronet. We would have lost our home. We would have lost our future. Now then, carry on your survey work. The knowledge you collect with wild Pokemon of this region will serve to illuminate our path forward as we walk into the future. Yes, sir. Yeah, I think I also like realized mid-fight that I grabbed the wrong Luxray, because I do actually have more than one Luxray. And I think that's part of the problem is that I grabbed the wrong one. Yeah, I think I'm going to go look right here. Yeah, that's a level 35 Luxray. That would have been destroyed if I'd used it. Which is probably why I got desperate and revived Goodra, because if I had tried to actually use that Luxray, it would have not have been a good situation. I'm probably looking for my actual Luxray, the one that I trained up. There it is. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's the one. Level 71 versus level 35. That would have been way useful to have in that battle. But I didn't, so whoops. Jeez Louise. I don't know what I'm doing now, but I found out that Alpha Vespiquen that you fight, you can actually catch, which I didn't even think about. Which is funny because the Alpha that I fought, the Alpha Cricketune, I did catch. Ugh. Stretch up my legs here real quick. Moving everything. Hope nothing messes up. There we go. Move the mic a little closer to me. Alright, there we go. Oh man, I need to stretch my legs out here. I think I'm a bit louder though. Gotta be careful. There we go. Move my mic just ever so much. Perfect. So I decided to go to Verity Cave. I do end the stream just trying to like hit every tree I can. I'm probably going to edit the video just a little bit and cut it loose after I catch one of the Lake Guardians, because that's my next target, is the Lake Guardians. And I don't know, I just kind of mess around after the fact, but I don't really accomplish anything, and I don't know what kind of commentary I can really like leave after the fact. I'm just doing stupid crap, which kind of embarrassing in hindsight now that I know kind of where Cherubi and Cherim actually are. Because once I figured out what trees they were, I caught one right the hell away. But, yeah, it's great. If you're wondering, because it is kind of a tougher Pokemon to find, move my stuff here just a little bit more. Cherim and Cherubi can be found up near the Lopunny and the Moss Stone. I'm not imitating that. My throat's sore enough as is. I am pretty worried that I'm going to be KOing this thing, though. I kind of pitted it up against Garchomp, who could probably eat it. Let's be real. Yeah, I'm really worried about one-shotting this dang thing. I don't mind the Lake Guardians. They kind of look like Mew. I have noticed that they look a lot like Mew, actually. But, like, I don't know if they're, like, related to Mew in any way, shape, or form. Because, you know, Arceus created the 3 Lake Guardians and everything like that. And somehow Mew came about. I honestly think relating these things to Mew is probably the best answer for that, realistically. Like maybe Mew was a 4th Lake Guardian, but instead of a Lake Guardian, Mew just was kind of the off-branch to all Pokemon. I'm going to check here and see what I actually accomplished after this, because, yeah, I got like quite a bit more video here, and I'm pretty sure I don't accomplish anything. So I'll be right back, guys. Give me just a sec. So I basically look forward and I catch an Alpha Shellos. I catch a bunch of Pokemon. I don't catch the Cherubi, and that's about it. So I'm just going to end the whole thing kind of here. And I apologize again that I was just kind of talking in retrospect, which I don't like doing. I like live commentary, but I'm not going to lie, the live commentary is sometimes kind of boring because I don't talk a lot during it. But it's more of a honest reaction, and you kind of hear what I'm actually doing, what my opinions are. But sometimes it's nice to do this, and until we get things fixed up in the room where we can actually cool it down, because every day I want to put the stupid air conditioning in, it rains, and we don't have anything to block off the rain from the AC unit because it's not built really well for this window. That's great. Anyway, yeah, so I might have to do this a couple of times. I do apologize, but yeah. Honestly, let me know what you think about Hisuian Pokemon. Do you like them, hate them? I like most of them. Electrode's kind of silly. Overquill is just ridiculous. And I get it, that's the point, but sometimes it's like, okay, come on. Come on. We already have a world where the Dunsparce is a thing. Do we really need Overquill too? Even though Overquill came first. But, yeah, let me know what you think about Hisuian Pokemon down in the comments below, because that helps. And if you like the video, please like, subscribe, comment. Really does help my channel grow. And hopefully I will have an actual review for you guys relatively soon. So, take care. Bye-bye.